Hello there, beautiful souls, beautiful humans. Welcome to this Ascension energy update for StarSeeds, Lightworkers, Empaths, Builders, and Architects and Energizers of the New Earth Paradigm. I am Rozyglow. I am a channel of divine grace, multidimensional mentor, and the founder of the StarPeace movement. And oh my, have we got an exciting month ahead. So if you want to know what's ahead, then please stay tuned, because we're going to be looking at the new moon and full moon energies and really what's setting the tone for 2025. And if you don't yet recognize yourself as a starseed, consider this. If you are here wanting to make this world a better place, if you feel in resonance with bringing peace to this planet through your own example, then you are indeed a starseed, because the starseeds are here basically on a volunteer mission to bring frequencies that are much higher than this planet's current frequencies because of the density of humanity's subconscious toxicity, let's say, to reprogram this, to clear it, and to help seed the frequencies that allow us to live in unity and harmony. And peace does not mean avoiding conflict. Peace means leaning into conflict with the intention of resolution. That's the difference, okay? And we're learning how to resolve rather than go to war. So if you would like to open your heart to this, please just know that there's lots of opportunities in this message to activate your own frequencies on a whole new level, because actually the star seed frequencies, well, we are the star seeds. We have the StarPeace frequencies coming down from source, and we have the paradise earth codes coming up from the earth, and we activate the two through our own embodiment, through our own activation of our soul chakras and our earth chakras. And actually, before I go any further, if you haven't yet looked into the multidimensional yoga that I offer online, I would highly recommend you try a class out. We've got a trial class for £10. You get a live class with me, and then you also get a replay of another class. And I say this because I don't know any other yoga teachers who are basically doing light body activation, earth and soul chakra activation, and divine architecture activation through the yoga practice. There's lots of traditional wonderful yoga practices out there, lots of different ways of showing up and doing yoga, but this is something completely different. It's about undoing the patterns in your body that hold you in the patterns of survival, and actually clearing the cellular memory so that you can align with the divine and tap into the frequency of thriving, because that's what we're all doing. That's what we're here to do, right? And it's the difference between being locked in cycles of karma that keep you stuck in 4D and actually elevating into 5D plus frequencies so you can hold more of your soul light. And this is really a big theme for December, because this month, as we come into this lovely new moon energy that came through yesterday in Sagittarius, this memo that came through from my guides, because I always receive the download from the StarPeace Collective, is the fire of forgiveness. This Sagittarian new moon is all about the fire of forgiveness. And it's almost like the activation of the divine masculine in each of us, which allows us to have the strength and courage to wield the sword of truth and the shield of light. And it's our soul light. I just watched an amazing little video. One of the amazing Maori women in Parliament in New Zealand was talking about how her ancestors opened the door for her and she pushed the door down. And she didn't mention fighting once. And this is a real clue for us, because some star seeds are here as system busters, right? And system busters are here to push doors down, but they get caught up in the narrative of fighting for change. I actually saw a video that Madonna had put up on her Instagram. No, it was a post, it wasn't a video. And she was clearly very, very distressed about latest changes in government in the US. And she was talking about how, you know, it seems like America hates women and we've got to fight for change. And I was really trying to sit with this and say, okay, I can appreciate where she's coming from. I can appreciate what this looks like on the surface, but nothing is as it seems. Okay, nothing is as it seems. And that's why this book exists. Okay, now this is the prototype of the actual real StarPeace 101 that's going to be available for publication literally within a week. Okay, and I'll give you a link in the text box to join the pre-launch Facebook page, because for all of you who want to support me in getting this message out into the world and how we can create peace in one generation, I've got the invitation to purchase the Kindle for like £2 the first 24 hours. And any of you who feel inclined to read and then leave a review would be absolutely awesome. It's all going to be published on Amazon. But ultimately, what this is about is giving peace a chance. And that is also the theme of the full moon this month. Okay. So What is important for us to remember is we cannot create a new reality from an old world mindset. So fighting for change is not how we're going to do it. We raise our frequency, we give thanks for the ancestral heritage we have, and we do storm through when normally the barriers would hold us back. Because the courage that I was just talking about in this terms of the sacred masculine within, the divine masculine within, it's not that we don't have fear. It's that we metabolize that fear into courage, into passion for change. And as a result of that, we're able to go where we couldn't go before. It's about expanding your comfort zone. It's about moving into the unfamiliar. It's about using your imagination to dream a new reality into being. Because if you can dream it, you can achieve it. And the more of us actually coming together with this energy, the more we're going to be able to actually meet the connections we need to create this shield of light, if you like. And this shield of light surrounds the whole planet. And it's like, the darkness doesn't get pushed away, it gets absorbed by the light. That's the beauty of it, right? The shadow has to be brought to light. And that's what's happening on the planet now. If you are at all concerned about what's going on anywhere in the world and you have judgment around it, I'm going to ask you please to suspend that judgment. Come into curiosity and ask the question, what good can come from this? Because everyone is playing their part. Those you think are the baddies might actually be the goodies, and vice versa. Do you remember the Ministry of Magic in Harry Potter? It's very hard to know who was the goodie and who was the baddie, right? But ultimately, everyone was playing their part. So don't get too concerned with the puppets, all right? Know that behind the scenes, the light has won and it is manifesting in our reality. So if you look out for it, you will see it. And that's why every one of us is being called to yield the sword of truth, to wear our shield of light, and to move through the valley of the shadow of death, and to set that valley ablaze. Because every one of us gets to be reborn. We're moving into a new era. We're in the birth canal of the age of Aquarius. Matriarchy and patriarchy are done. It is the era of uniarchy. And if you want to know what that is, it's all in the book. Okay, this is the time for the divine child to know that mum and dad have the resources within to help this child manifest, co-create, actualize that which they want to actualize. Now, I'm going to just check in quickly. Any of you who have any questions, please do comment, let me know. And just remember this, you have a purpose. And you can fulfill that purpose in a small way or in a big way. If you really want to fulfill it to the best of your ability, to have the most impact possible, then it's going to require your conscious mind and your subconscious mind to be fully aligned with your superconscious, which is your soul self. Okay, your soul self frequency, the source element of you embodied in your physical being. So you can actually download your highest self-consciousness and live that. Because we're all here now to live by example, not to self-sacrifice. Now, I appreciate there are so many people who put their lives on the line. They've had to, you know, the soldiers, the nurses, the doctors, those who give selflessly, right, in order to be able to save others. But the point is, in our new reality, this doesn't need to happen anymore because we've raised our frequency. So it might have been needed in the past. This doesn't make anyone wrong. It just means what else is possible? What else is possible? What can be achieved? And when we start to ask these questions, we really move into a new frequency. So every one of us this month gets this opportunity to be like the phoenix rising out of the ashes. And anywhere in your life that you would like basically things to shift, this is your opportunity now to start to future scope for the new year. Now we get 4 chances at the new year, maybe even 5, because we have the solstice, which is in December. We then have the Gregorian calendar, the 1st of January. You then have Chinese New Year, and then you also have the start of the astrological wheel, which is Aries, which is way later. It's in March. So we get these 4 refreshes. They're like iterations of refinement of our soul intentions. And what's come through for me for 2025 is that this is the year of aligning with the highest good of all and the win-win-win in everything. This is the year where you claim your desires fully. You question those desires and ask yourself, are they like ego program desires, things you think you should want because you were programmed to want them by society or your parents or your culture or your religion or your socioeconomic status? Or are these soul desires? You know, I'm on the 5th iteration of my soul mission. The first one was actually to have a baby. I wanted to be a mother more than anything from the age of 8. That led me to my second, my third, my fourth, and now my fifth. So you have to go with what you long for, but understand also that that longing can be coming from an unmet need. And every one of us now has the tools available to us to meet those needs. So this is an invitation this month as we, in the Northern Hemisphere, we're going into the darkest days, but the light from within shines. And when you have that reset point in December on the 20th, I'm going to have a solstice gathering online. You then get to seed the light for your future. And as we come into the new year, the key is, do you want to be on the front foot or the back foot? Do you want to plan in such a way that you've created the structures to actually have what you want? Or are you going to keep responding to what life is throwing at you? Because if you do want to be able to be ahead of the game, that makes you a game maker and a game changer. Then that's going to require, as I said, the alignment that is subconscious and conscious mind. Because people don't realize this. When you're looking at mindfulness practices, they are really powerful. But all they do really is get you to be powerful for 6 minutes of every hour. That's a maximum of 6 minutes, because your conscious mind is not in control all the time. The moment you're engaging in 2 tasks at once, your subconscious kicks in. So if your subconscious is not actually programmed to be in alignment, not just with your conscious, but your superconscious mind, you are going to self-sabotage all the time because you're not programmed to actually expect to have what you want. So your conscious mind can say, yes, I want this, but your subconscious will go, well, that's not your truth. That's not what you're born into. That's not your reality. You're programmed for this. So what I also have learned on my journey is that it's one thing to clear your subconscious, it's another thing to challenge your current beliefs about what is possible. Because if you don't believe something is possible, it can't be possible. It just can't. So this is where I ask you, do you believe it's possible to create peace in one generation? Because if you don't, it can't happen. But if you do believe it's possible, even if you don't know how, you're open to the idea, you're going to love my book, StarPeace 101, How to Create Peace in One Generation. And this is a divine matrix activation manual. And don't worry if you have no idea what that means, which is specifically for awakening humans, making the transition from surviving to thriving. We all require a system upgrade for this. And all of my coaching programs are about that. We challenge the subconscious and the conscious mind. We clear pre-birth influences. And, you know, I invite you to check out rozyglow.com. I invite you to check out the page on there, and I'll put it in the link, which is all about the different coaching programs we have available. I'm now in a whole new bandwidth. So my current mission is to be working with high profile influencers and celebrities around actually shifting the narrative in the collective consciousness of humanity through entertainment. And more of that in the book. But essentially, there are 3 elements to creating peace in one generation, and they're all shared in the book. And every one of us can play a part in it. But believe me, if you're going to align with your highest level mission, the important thing is that your personal life is fulfilling. If you are looking outwards rather than inwards because you're unhappy in your personal life, then you are never going to have the impact that you desire. You're looking for something to fill you up from the outside, and that can't happen. This is why sacred union is at the foundation of everything else. Okay, sacred union is your inner masculine, inner feminine, inner child. It's a relationship between your soul self and your human self, between the divine and the temporal, the eternal and the temporal. And then it is also about our connection with others. And in case you don't know it, I have the most wonderful husband who I'm so happy and in love with, 6 years on from when we got together, 10 years on from when we met. And we were out this weekend, we were at Glitterbox dancing. I was sharing the StarPeace codes. We kept having people coming up to us going, what's with you two? Your light shines so bright. You're so cute together. You're so gorgeous together. Like, what is this? And we're like, sacred union. And it's true. Our light shines. We are the embodiment of divine sacred union because we have it in ourselves and we share it together. It's like this, all right? It's not about 2 halves. It's about 2 wholes interlinking. And this is it. This is your job, to actually be your whole self. When you are that, then you can be in resonance with another whole being. And you basically, instead of focusing on the differences, create beautiful harmony through focusing on the whole and what unites. So back to new moon and full moon energies. This new moon is really a seeding for you to allow yourself to actually own what you really want and to own the fears and doubts that you have. And towards actually having these things that you want. Now, every time we have a new moon, we then have a full moon to clear up resistance. And that's why I always run my full moon healing circles. They're basically a manifesting circle, personal healing and world service, because we get to do self-healing and clearing. And then we also do work on behalf of the collective, because we represent the collective in resonance with us. So what I've been seeing as we work with the Sagittarian and Gemini energies, because the next full moon is in Gemini, it's very much about the energy of giving peace a chance. You know, Christ was born in December, apparently. Christmas was based around him, Christ, Christmas. And the whole point of this is that at the darkest time, the light came through, right? So it's about us activating our divine light. We all have an element of source within us, the divine spark within. And the divine matrix is actually our connection to the sovereignty grid. So we disconnect from the enslavement grid, which is the survival programming and the fear matrix. And we reconnect, or we up-level, we rewire ourselves to connect with the sovereignty grid, which is actually the liberation grid. This is where the divine matrix allows us to fully connect with our divine human selves and to be heart-centered and soul-led. And this is my life's work. It's really to teach people who are not aware of it what it actually means to live as your soul self, and to guide a whole shift in consciousness through the power of imagination. So the way that we're going to get there this month is actually a very interesting thing, and that is the frequency of atonement. Now, I don't know if you've actually seen the movie Atonement before, but I didn't like it very much. However, the concept of atonement is very interesting. Last full moon, I asked everybody to focus on the stories. It was the new moon before that, the stories that are coming up when you feel out of control, when there's a behavior that you are currently like engaging in that you feel you can't control. Could be a habit, an addiction, a mindset, anything, overeating, smoking, drinking, fornicating, whatever it is, right? And the important thing here was, what is the story in your head that comes up when either you are out of control or it seems a situation is out of your control? So someone or something is putting you in a position where you feel powerless, therefore like a victim. Now, this was because last full moon was all about laying the foundations for peace and prosperity. So we needed to know the story of what was actually in the way of us having peace and prosperity. Where do we give up on ourselves? Where do we limit ourselves with our perception of who we are, what is possible? Where do we, point the finger with the should stick and actually beat ourselves up and tell ourselves we're not worthy and deserving of the things we want? And where do we go into, oh, poor me, these terrible things are happening to me. Why do they keep happening? And this is really the clue. I'm sure many of you have heard of the concept of karma. So the karma concept is, what goes around comes around. If you act in a certain way, you will then have that way acted back to you. And it's true. However, we're moving beyond the cycle of karma now. And this goes back to what I was saying about yoga. Forgive me, yoga teachers of this world, but most of the yoga I've seen and most of the teacher trainings I've seen, and I've been through a lot of teacher trainings in my time. I'm a senior yoga teacher myself with 22 years experience. Keep us locked in 4D frequency, the 7 chakra system. If you don't activate soul and earth chakras too, you are never going to move beyond the 4th dimension. Okay. And by that, I mean the astral plane, or the 4th density, which keeps us in savior complex, martyrdom and narcissism, and repeating the cycles of our ancestors. If you want to escape velocity into 5D plus, you have to activate your soul and earth chakras, your light body and your divine architecture. This allows you to move beyond the astral plane. This allows you not just to access 5D frequencies, this is the density of wisdom, where we lead by example. The 4th density was the wisdom of love, which was giving to others. So, and self-sacrificing. It was a part of the journey. But we get to go beyond this now. And for a long time, we've been told you cannot actually access more than 5D frequencies whilst in a physical body. But guess what? That's changing, because the frequency of the planet is changing. So you can access 6, 7, 8, 9, as far as you can imagine is possible, right? Now, this allows us to be able to live in our human bodies and also our light bodies, and to experience what it's like to be a multidimensional being. So if you're liking what I'm saying, this is an invitation into all the work. You can check out rozyglow.com, starpeaceconsciousness.com, and rosannahannis.com. And although my work these days is to work with the architects of the New Earth paradigm. I have trained coaches up to work with my group coaching programs. They're amazing, amazing coaches. They've all been through the programs with me. They've been alongside me for so long. And although I'm still involved in elements, as I said last year, I was going to be stepping away from running these myself. So there is a master heart coming. For those of you who have like 15, 20 years plus experience of working on yourself and actually being through many initiations of awakening, you'll be ready for this master heart. So if you want to know more about that, I suggest you do go to rozyglow.com and you book a divine navigation call with me, and I'll have a chat with you about that. Obviously, you need to be ready to invest. It's a year-long program. I'm going to take you through pre-birth, conscious and subconscious mind alignment, where you're clearing the whole subconscious cloud. Okay, not just of your own, but the collective. So you don't keep buying into the illusion of the hologram that is the collective hologram around us, which is the decommissioned fear matrix. But whilst the sovereignty or the divine matrix is getting activated, we're still programmed to see what isn't there anymore. And because we look out for it, any little bits we see that resonate with the old program gets us locked back into the old program. That's why it's so important to do this level of work that you will most likely not have done before. I'm very systematic in the way I work. Structures for me are something I wasn't born with. So learning how to move systematically through is what gives me the sense of truth, compassion, and certainty that I know I've done the work, and therefore I can hold the resonance. And one of your key lessons as we come to this next full moon is moving out of why is this happening to me into how can I grow through this? How can I create something better than this? So back to atonement. Karma, how do we escape it? Well, anywhere that you feel you are a victim or powerless, anywhere you feel you have no control, you're getting the experience of something from the other side of where you have been before. So what I mean by that is we have past life memories from our soul self. And we also have past life memories that come through our ancestors, okay? So our cellular programming is that of our ancestors' stories, both the ones we know and also the hidden stories. And they must all be brought to light because they are the shadow self. So what this means is atonement means seeking forgiveness. It means recognizing that if someone's doing something to you that doesn't feel good, doesn't feel aligned, doesn't feel divine, then on some level you have dished that out before. And it's about owning this. It's about making peace with this, forgiving yourself and forgiving the other for what they're doing now, because they're actually bringing this to light for you. Whatever you're most passionate about, be aware of the words that you use, because I see so many people do what I've done in the past, which is to be so much more emphatic about what they don't want than what they do want. I can't believe this is happening to me. You'll never guess what. I, wanted abundance and now I'm 50 grand in debt. Whoa. You don't want to be energizing that with passion. Okay. Everything that is happening to help you align with what you want. So if something seems like you're going backwards instead of forwards, that is so that you can undo the damage, you can undo the beliefs, you can undo the programs that are preventing you from actually having what you want. Because you have to be able to walk your talk, my friend. If you are not walking your talk, you cannot be fully aligned with what you desire. So this is not a beat up, it's an invitation. And that invitation is to know that the things that don't feel like they're working in your life are basically your invitation now to create the structures in 2025 where they do work. And the way that happens is you expand your capacity to receive. You clear space so you've got space to receive. That's feng shui your house, get rid of the clutter, look at the things you can do to create the energy around you of what you want, because life imitates art. If you're living in a sterile environment that isn't reminding you of what you want, doesn't symbolize what you want, you ain't gonna get it. Sorry. Okay. The same with if you want something, but you have you have limiting beliefs that stop you from having it, and your actions and your words do not align with having it, that ain't going to happen. So one of the first things you can do right now is pay attention to the words that you energize, and also look out for when you say hope. I would love you to stop hoping and start trusting, because trust puts you in control, puts you in a commanding space. Hoping basically keeps you in a limited space where you're giving your power to others. We ain't doing that anymore. So as we seed new moon intentions, remember the resistance will come up. And as I asked last month what the stories were that were disturbing your foundations for peace and prosperity, now we start to own that where we have these stories, there is a requirement for atonement. So forgiveness, check out the Ho'oponopono. Also journal, forgive yourself, do some mirror work, and come and join me for the full moon healing World Service and Manifesting Circle, which will be on the 15th of this month. It's the same day that Mercury goes direct again. Yay. And we're going to do it in the evening. So 8:08 p.m. GMT. Check out what time that is for you in your time zone. And this will be a very beautiful, deep healing. And I tell you what, I'm going to make a special invite that for anybody who purchases my book, once Amazon's got it published, I will invite you into that masterclass. Sorry, that full moon healing for free. Okay. So this invitation for you is to really come into an understanding of, okay, this is what I want. I am now going to clear up the resistance to having it. Because everything that I've done in the last 4 years since I got the StarPeace message was really to clear up my own resistance to holding the highest frequency I can and having the audacity to share with the world something that no one has shared before, and to be a trailblazer and an innovator, and to deal with the resistance that will show up in the collective as I share this message. Because people generally do not believe peace is possible in one generation. People don't even talk about what peace looks like. We need to have a conversation about it if we want things to shift. So again, just check out the links. Come into the book launch page if you would like to participate. I want to invite all of you to experience what it feels like to be peace. Okay. And I'm also going to be offering a solstice gathering on the 20th of this month. So those of you who would like to join me online, all the work I do is online for the most part. This is your invitation to actually come and experience what it means to live star peace, how you can personally participate in being the energy of peace, being the energy of change. And there's so many practical things you can actually do that won't cost you anything. You can get your family, your friends to participate. And when you actually do this, you will see so many changes happen because you have this domino effect on everyone else. So like I said, if you want to know more about all of these things, you can go to rozyglow.com/events. We've got the book launch. That's going to be imminent. So join the book launch page. We also have that's on Facebook. I'll put the link in the text box. You also have the full moon healing, which will be on the 15th as Mercury goes direct. And then we're going to have a beautiful masterclass on the 20th. In fact, I'm going to call it a training, how to be star peace in this world. Okay. And this will be a solstice celebration where we seed the light in the darkness. And if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, it's all very light and lovely. Brilliant. Seed the light. So it can seed you through the darkness in the next few months when you come back to it. What else have we got? Oh, yoga. If you want to check that out, it's rozyglow.com/yoga. And yes, for the next year, if you would like to participate in actually creating a new structure for yourself, then I invite you to look at what your New Year's resolutions are. And on the 8th of January, I'm going to take you through a process that's going to allow you to actually make those New Year's resolutions last all year through, because we all have a go at it and we fall off very quickly because through your conscious will alone, you cannot change things, not for long, not in a way that doesn't actually really cause you challenge. So for the StarSeeds, the Lightworkers, the Empaths, the System Busters, the highly sensitive people of this world, please remember, we're not here to suffer. We're here to transmute that suffering into empowerment, into healing. As we grow through our own troubles, as we grow through our own shadows and we unite shadow and light, this is where we become a beacon of light for others. We become the lighthouse and we show others what we've been through. You know, my journey has been to go from being terrified of everything, constantly anxious, always attracting toxic men, toxic relationships, never having any money, feeling like I'm trying so hard but not getting anywhere. Terrible body image, terrible sense of self-worth. All of this got turned around through the work that I do. And that's why I teach what I teach. Okay. It is so important to know that none of the external trappings are going to make you happy. And happiness is not a destination. It's a way of life. It's the journey that really counts. This might sound like a whole load of cliches, But as you're moving through this Sagittarian new moon energy, and we're moving through this tremendous time of change, it's not just a time of hope, it's a time of absolute celebration. What is happening is necessary. We're moving into a world that you will not even imagine what is possible as we shift the old paradigm for the new one. And we actually allow ourselves to dream a new reality into being. We are co-creating this. We are co-creating this. So remember, those that you're attracted to, it's my work, anyone else's work, you have a soul contract with them, okay, with me, with them, to activate in you your power to be the most effective agent of change in this world. All right. It's not going to just land on you. The invitation will come. You're going to have to stretch yourself to it. All right. You're going to have to grow beyond the familiar. And it's always those longings that you have that are going to lead you to this. So I would love to know how this is all resonating with you. Just looking to see if there's anything else that is important. I think I mentioned the era of uniarchy. So this is your time to rewrite your script. And there's going to be so many opportunities in the new year for this. Okay, we start now by paying attention to what isn't working in our lives. And we ask the question, what could be better than this? And that's where I'm going to leave it. So if you are loving what I'm saying, thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for hitting the notifications tab. Come and join the Facebook group, the book launch Facebook group. You can also join Manifesting StarPeace Eutopia, my other Facebook group, which is a closed group where we bring in the energies of what we actually want to create in the world. We seed and celebrate the changes we see. And that's where I do all sorts of other lives where you can actually experience more of a deeper understanding of what is possible as we be the peacemakers in this world. For now, I'm going to wish you a wonderful December. I look forward to tuning in with you in January. But for now, just remember this. You are the leader. You are the way shower. You are, through your own example, either a beacon of light or a blood-sucking energy, all right? We want to move beyond the vampire energy of being disconnected from source and truly plug into the source light so we can shine our soul light in this world. That is our soul purpose. If you're ever like, what's my purpose? That's it. We all express it in unique ways. So thank you again. So much love to you all. And I look forward to seeing you in the new, well, actually in the next few weeks, because what we're going to do, as I said, is the 15th and the 20th. We've got wonderful things going on. And I look forward to seeing you in the new, well, actually in the next few weeks, because what we're going to do. See you in the new year, beautiful ones. And see you this month if you're joining me. So much love. And thank you for your support. Star Peace is something we're co-creating together. Love you lots. Thank you for your support. Star Peace is something we're co-creating together. Love you lots.